Let me tell you what I feel is the main work, or one of the main aspects of work for every person who's listening to this program, is going to listen to this program. Let me tell you what I feel. And I'm just going to say a little intro. Some of you are going to understand very well what I'm saying, and some of you are not, and that's fine. People throw around the word trauma a lot these days. We know that. But we all know that there's trauma and there's trauma. There are things in life that are aggravating, very aggravating, but that's not the trauma we're addressing. The trauma for which you came to Fresh Start to help heal, or any method of healing that people with trauma are dealing with, is a trauma that really impairs you. It's a trauma that impairs you. It's a trauma that has made you, that has injured your soul, injured your brain, and not just spiritually, but as we know, very, very practically, very tangibly. It sometimes even shows up on the brain. It's traumas that have made us live our lives in a way that was often very dysfunctional. We cannot connect emotionally, hard to cope, hard to trust people, always feeling judged, hard to feel free, even hard to take yourself seriously, hard to believe in yourself, difficult to think that you deserve any love, any dignity. Somebody who does not have this does not understand what I'm saying. And you know what? Thank God, Baruch Hashem, you don't understand what I'm saying. But those of you who deal with this, not just you have a pain in your life, it's a pain that may have caused some of us to shut down in very significant ways, and our methods of living are basically coping mechanisms, always in survival mode, very often extremely defensive, without even knowing how scarred and injured we may be. And not because of anybody's fault, not because somebody tried to do this. On the contrary, every one of us with trauma would love to be completely free. But the trauma sits in our body and sits in our brains and often paralyzes us. I know this resonates at least with a few people. So now let me tell you something very important. I believe that during this time of the year, every time we say in the prayers, Al Chet Shechatanu Lefanecha, I want to confess for this sin, for that sin, Ashamnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu, I have betrayed you, I have transgressed. My negative inclination has overtaken me, and I came so far from you, and I am guilty in all of these stuff. I want each and every one of you to understand that you are addressing the trauma inside of you. The Yetzer Hara, what we call the evil inclination, for so many in today's day, is not an evil inclination that you decided to follow your evil inclination. It's the trauma that often takes over my life and literally robs me from joy and freedom. I'm living with anxiety. I'm living with panic. I'm trying to please everybody. I'm fighting. I'm in fight. I'm in flight. I'm in freeze. I'm in fawn. Whatever the situation is. When I talk about I have sinned, I have betrayed, I have been neglectful, don't talk about yourself. Your core is as beautiful and as holy as it can be. I'm addressing my trauma, and that is a very, very healing moment. Because if I do have trauma, the best thing for my life, the best thing for our life, is to be able to identify it, to be able to say, yes, my trauma caused me to run. My trauma caused me addiction. My trauma caused me to shut down my emotions. My trauma caused me to detach. My trauma caused me always to ruin every relationship I'm involved when the person gets too close to me, because with my trauma, I feel like I'm garbage and I don't deserve to have a relationship. I don't deserve to be loved. I don't even exist. If you can do that, if I can start identifying and saying, yes, my trauma causes me to shut down. My trauma causes me to hurt sometimes my own loved ones. And I don't want to. My trauma causes me whatever it causes me. If I can identify it, and that becomes my confession. Instead of a confession that says, I'm evil, I'm horrible. That's exactly what the trauma wants you should say. Don't do that. Address that part of me that has become unfortunately damaged as a result of abuse, as a result of rape, as a result of molestation, as a result of emotional neglect, as a result of developmental trauma, and as a result of various events that may have occurred in one's life, one-time events or continuous events, events that may have seemed big or may have seemed small, events that you may have not known about for 20, 30, 40 years. They were in the subconscious and then they recently emerged. To be able to look at that and own that, that's amazing. I know of a person who's had very, very serious trauma. He's been molested by his father for years and affected his whole life terribly. And in his particular case, he became unbelievably defensive. He couldn't let anybody in because it was too dangerous. You know, he had to be a people's pleaser, and he had to always be perfect, and he had to perform well. And he was going through this healing process. And somebody very close to him shared with him some very, very honest feedback about his life. And when the person finished, the person asked this person, this trauma victim, did you take it in a wrong way? Did you feel attacked? Because very often if somebody is in trauma, we can have the most loving conversation, but I feel attacked. Do you feel attacked? And the person responded and he said, my trauma felt attacked.